Hoka One Ones. There they are. I was gonna buy a pair of the Hoka One Ones Bondi 3s in the States, but they didn't have my size. The smallest size they had was an 8, so I tried those on and they felt great, but they just felt a little bit big. These run pretty true to size, so what I did was I ordered them online. My mom sent them to me in Taiwan with a really nice card, so thanks, Mom. I tried them on, and I was just a lot of my colleagues were making jokes about I'm wearing, elevator shoes to be taller, and yes, I'm a short guy, and yes, they do make me taller. Whatever. We have, it's about 3 centimeters, and this is obviously higher than 3 centimeters, but your foot is actually cradled in there, and so from the bottom of where your heel sits to the bottom of the shoe is about 33 millimeters, and it drops down to about 29 up here, so it's dropping about 4 millimeters. It's breathable. I like that. This is all layered here. They got these riveted holes for the laces. And speaking of laces, it's kind of funky ziplock kind of thing here. It's let me show you. So it goes like that, and then a quick release. I'm not sure if I like that yet. I'm going to try that out. I have a problem, once you tighten them up, where do you put this? I guess you just kind of tuck it in. There's a loop here, as you can see, and a loop here. So you tuck this stuff under, and then I guess it'll flop around. That's my concern, but I'll play with it. They also came with laces if I want to take these out. I think what I'd have to do is cut this and then change. I have laces, but I heard on the internet that they're kind of slippery. They come undone sometimes. They're supposed to be 10 ounces, a little bit over 10 ounces. It depends on the size. And I'm not going to use my food scale like I did last time for my other shoes, where I have to wash it. So I'll just trust them on that. They are a little bit heavier than other shoes I've run in. I felt a little bit right here when I ran just a couple hundred yards in these things. Here's a nice feature that my Vibrams have, and I think my Merles have this as well, to help you pull the shoe on. I gotta throw away this hat pretty soon, but I just love it. I went for a 4-mile run, and there were 3 things before I stepped out on the asphalt. There were 3 things I was worried about. One is, I'll show you, right here, I felt some discomfort. I think because of the layering, the stitching underneath here, where the tongue meets the shoe. I was worried about that. Secondly, over here, just a little bit strange when I would walk, but I'll get to that in a minute. And then the other thing was the flopping shoelaces, or whatever you call these. But in all cases, with the 4-mile run, I didn't have any problems. For the first problem that I mentioned about where the tongue stitching meets the shoe, I think just wearing socks, is a big deal. So I wouldn't go sockless in these. And for the second problem about rubbing near my ankle, well, it wasn't rubbing, it was just touching. And when I would walk, I really felt it almost like jabbing in there. But the thing is, when you run, you're up closer to the balls of your foot. So I didn't have that problem when I was running. And the third problem, I just didn't really pay attention to it, the flopping around of those laces. I'm sure I could figure out a way to tuck them more if I wanted to. So for right now, I felt pretty good. I did a little bit of trail running, and I ran over some stones intentionally, and you hardly felt anything. So that was pretty cool. And I do have to try these out on a longer distance, but it's not good to jump into longer distances when you just change a pair of shoes. You got to build it up. So I'm going to be I still have my go runs, and one day a week I run in my Merles, the Merrell Barefoots, and then another day a week, probably with maybe fartlek training or some kind of middle distance run, I'll be working in the Hokas. And then I'll make a decision whether I want to stick with go runs or the Hokas for my marathon, which is ages away. I think I'm going to do one in the States in September. I do have a half coming up in March, so that's the plan. So so far so good on the Hokas. I kind of like them. Thank you.